President Trump has declared a national emergency at the U.S. southern border with Mexico through executive orders. The president describes it as a response to an invasion. His administration has also reinstated the, quote, remain in Mexico policy, requiring applicants entering the U.S. from Mexico to stay there until their applications are processed. VOA's Paul Ndiho spoke with Pamela Asobo-Anchang, publisher and executive editor of Los Angeles-based Immigrant magazine, about the implications for immigrants.
There's never been in the history, I don't know what president, what administration has ever enacted such a significant shift on the U.S. immigration policy as this new administration that's really, like you said, is targeting a broad spectrum of immigrant communities. I mean, from asylum seekers to refugees, undocumented individuals, even humanitarian parole beneficiaries. It's targeting children, families, victims of human trafficking are also caught up, and those, the TPS, those seeking temporary relief. The executive order is so broad that it's really just made immigration, it's just criminalizing immigration and dismantling all the protections that immigrants typically have.
To his credit, he ran on these issues. He told people that if I win, this is going to be one of the first things that I do. And to his supporters, this is the most important executive order of our time. And he's making his promise come true. So there is no question about that. When it comes to his supporters, his base, this is what they wanted to see.
Central American countries next the border, they've always known that they are the target. But someone called me who was black and said, oh, African Americans said, I didn't know Africans were affected. I said, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Even though we may not be, African or black immigrants may not be the target, the rules do not exclude us. However, this time around, actually, we are part of that target group. For example, like the birthright citizenship that is being targeted, that's a big one because people don't even understand. So let's say I'm going through the process of maybe filing for asylum. During that time, let's say I have a baby, I'm out of status, I'm not yet in status. That child does not benefit from American citizenship. It's as simple as that.
When you look at the southern border, clearly it's a crisis. People are coming in droves from all over the world, not just from South America. You have Chinese, you have Africans, you have Asians. Every single person is trying to use the southern border to come to the United States. So as an expert in this space, what do you think the government should do or should have done?
We've been asking for comprehensive immigration reform. That's where the solutions lie. I'm not an advocate for, like, they're calling it an invasion. It's calling it an invasion. Okay, the southern border, people that are fleeing persecution, people that are fleeing drug cartels, people that are fleeing whatever situation. Like you said, everybody's coming through the southern border. Even Africans now somehow are finding themselves on the southern border. You have the Haitians, you have all these people that are coming through the southern border. I'm not for an open border policy, but I'm also for humane treatment of people that are on the border. So, for example, this executive order is going to continue the remain in Mexico policy, which means that people will be stuck on the border, right? They won't be able to come in and get their due process like normally if you're a refugee or you're an asylee, or you just want to get your case heard. So they're not going to have that privilege. And now it's also doing something where it's like you have to, it's called a third country thing where you're going to have to maybe go to another country before you can come. Like, it's just a mess. I am not for open borders, but I am also not for inhumane treatment of people that are simply fleeing turmoil and all the atrocities that you can happen.
That was Pamela Asobo-Anchang, publisher and executive editor of the Los Angeles-based Immigrant magazine, speaking to VOA's Paul Ndiho.